If God is for us, then who is against us? Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top.
Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot.
Welcome to the Wealth Mindset with J.D. Garnier. Listen, I hope you had a productive week in your wealth creation journey. And as always, my goal for you is simple. It's not to help you accumulate wealth. It's not to help you acquire wealth. It is to help you walk in wealth. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. To take the things that God has already given you and use those to create a life of purpose so that wealth is more than just what you acquire. Wealth is who you become. You are the wealth. It's not your investments. It's not your real estate. It's not your business. It's you. And before you have any of those things, you have a unique and specific set of talents, abilities, gifts, ideas, habits, disciplines, and inclinations that form the basis of everything that you do in this world. And once you tap into that, you start your wealth creation journey. So again, you are the wealth. Listen, first things first, please follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter at JD Garnier Sr. or Garnier JD. Secondly, you can purchase my new book, The Art of Diversity, selling on Amazon, barnesandnoble.com, or directly at my website, jdgarnier.com. This book gives you a blueprint to success in sales. It is my life journey from starting out with no clients, no network, and no assets to building a wealth management practice where we manage over $200 million in assets. I'll walk you through my challenges, my struggles, my trials, my tribulations, as well as my successes. And I have over 50 strategies to use in professional sales. You can buy my book now, and I guarantee if you are in business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are in professional sales, it will change your life. Now let's get into it. You know, I'm going to be honest. I think we're in the midst of a black wealth renaissance. There has been an awakening in our community. In the last several years, things have completely shifted in how we think about money, how we think about wealth, how we manage our resources, and how we create value. There has been a complete change in our recognition of who we are and what that value entails. And to be honest with you, it's disrupting the system. See, they thought we was just going to keep buying Gucci and keep buying Louis Vuitton, keep popping bottles, keep flying private, and keep doing all of the things that were economically destructive to ourselves. They thought we were just going to keep glorifying killing one another and glorifying wasting money on useless trinkets. They thought we was just going to keep being frivolous with our resources. The economy is dependent on that. They depend on our economic ignorance. They depend on our childish frivolity. They depend on us to make bad decisions. The entire economy is built on us making bad financial decisions. It's built on us making emotional decisions with our resources. And for decades, we reinforced their behavior with our culture and our music. We reinforced it and we glorified it and we applauded it. We fed the beast. We put ourselves in economic despair. We couldn't afford the basic needs, but we were still consuming the things they told us we needed to feel validated and rich. And then something happened. An awakening. a shift in how we thought about our wealth, a change in how we thought about our resources and value. And today we talk about wealth more than ever. We talk about investing more than I've ever seen. We are creating value more than ever. We are thinking about not only our personal, but our collective economic decisions. We are in the midst of a Black wealth renaissance. The question is, how do we take advantage of it? How do we close the racial wealth gap in a significant way for our future children? Because the numbers are still bad. As good as some things are for us, as good as some of us are doing, collectively, the numbers are still bad. According to the data, the average white family has a median net worth of about $185,000. The average Black family has a median net worth of less than $20,000. The average income for a white family is about $85,000. The average median income for Black families are less than $30,000. In the highest incomes and professions such as law, medicine, engineering, and finance, we still make up less than 4% of those professionals across the board. 96% of Black businesses fail within the first 18 months. 85% of our young boys and girls cannot read at an acceptable level or do math at an appropriate level. This is the kind of stuff that we're working against. And so while we are advancing, we are ascending, and we are accumulating like never before, we still digging ourselves in a hole. We have almost $2 trillion of spending power, but how do we spend it? And so the question is, how do we start? How do we take advantage of that? And the thing I'm most hopeful about is that it doesn't take a majority. It doesn't take an overwhelming majority of us to change our circumstances. It only takes a tipping point. It only takes one wealth creator to change the dynamics of an entire family. And so today I want to talk to the wealth creators. If you are a wealth creator, you are someone who has achieved or attained a certain amount of economic value. Because of that, unfortunately, in our community, that means a lot of people depend on you. It's not enough for you to just make it to the NBA. It's not enough for you to just become a doctor or become a lawyer. Now suddenly you find yourself responsible financially for multiple people in your family. If you're in that situation, I consider you a wealth creator. You are someone who has created wealth with your value. You have created economic value in the world. And now you have the added responsibility of taking care of other people. And so collectively, wealth creators have the opportunity to change the dynamics of our entire community if we work together. If we align ourselves with the economic process. See, most people don't understand what it takes for an economy to actually work. You need three things. You need the people, you need the ideas and the innovations, and you need the capital. Now, the people, that's the workers. For whatever reason, as a community, we always get relegated to the working class, right? The workers and the consumers make up 70% of the economy. Without us, the economy would evaporate. They need us to work. They need us putting in our grinding hours. But we always get stuck in the working part of the economy. You can't build wealth as a worker. You cannot build wealth as a consumer. The next requirement of an economy past the workers are the ideas and the innovations. Those are the business owners. Those are the entrepreneurs. Those are the people that are willing to take a risk. And those ideas and innovations help change and evolve the world. Just 20 years ago, iPhones didn't exist. Now look at the world. Artificial intelligence is taking over at a rapid pace. And so it is extremely important for an economy to have people that implement ideas and innovations to change the world. We need business owners to change the world, but that is not it. That's not all that it takes to grow an economy. You need the people, you need the ideas and the innovations, and lastly, you need the capital, the access to it, the investment of it. And unfortunately, we don't have the capital. And so as a wealth creator, you put yourself in a unique position because you put yourself in the top percentile of earners, and suddenly you become responsible economically for everybody around you. And a lot of times that's a huge burden. And the way that you alleviate that burden, the way that we collectively change our economic circumstances, is through a process that I call vertical and horizontal integration. See, first, the first thing that we need to do as a community, before we amass wealth and before we do all of these things to accumulate, is we have to stop the bleeding. We have to protect what we already have. We have to insulate and establish a foundation for what we already have. Because we have a wealth gap, but we don't have a value gap. There is no gap in value in our community. With our ideas, our innovations, our work ethic, our talents, our abilities, our gifts, there is no gap in value. We just have to turn it into wealth. And so if you are a wealth creator, if you are a person that has attained or achieved a certain amount of economic success, the first thing that you need to do is vertically integrate that success among your family. That means connecting the dots generationally. That means first making certain that you understand if your parents are fortunate enough to still be living, that you make certain that their affairs are in order, that you openly have conversations about generational wealth and how they can prepare and structure their wealth in a way that passes down vertically in the best way possible to their family. That you make certain that your family is using all of the resources available to be able to protect what they already own. That means gone are the days of us losing family land and family assets to probate and to family infighting. When we have to sell property for pennies on the dollar and pay lawyers thousands and thousands of dollars and squander assets that have been accumulated over decades. We have to stop the bleeding. And so as a wealth creator, the first thing we have to do is vertically integrate, make certain that our parents, if they're still around, transferring their assets in a responsible way. And then we also have to pass on that financial literacy to our children and make sure our children understand not only the financial aspect, but they understand the values that it takes to accumulate that. Because the value is meaningless without the values. And so vertically, we want to create a pipeline of instruction, of direction, of knowledge, of acumen, of literacy, so that we understand how wealth flows through generation to generation. So that we're protecting our assets. We're utilizing the tax code. We're utilizing the laws. We're utilizing everything that is available to us to protect what we have. And once we vertically integrate, once we insulate ourselves, once we stop the bleeding, guess what? You don't know what you don't know. And so the next step is to expand yourself horizontally throughout your community, with your peers, with your colleagues, with your workers, with your business partners, and share information in kind, share knowledge, share wisdom in kind, so that we are all integrating ourselves throughout our community. We are all sharing wisdom and knowledge throughout our community. And we are We are horizontally integrating that knowledge, that wisdom, that wealth, so that we all understand what needs to be done. And all it takes is a tipping point. It doesn't take a majority. It only takes a tipping point to change the circumstances of an entire community. But we have to do it together. We have to take advantage of this opportunity. We are in the midst of a renaissance, but it won't last forever. The information is there like never before. See, in the past, they hid information from us. We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the access. But now they overload us with information so that we don't know where to look. And so it's important for us to take advantage of this moment so that we can change our circumstances. And I'm confident, regardless of what the experts say, that we can close the wealth gap in one generation. Wealth mindset.
If God is for us, then who is against us? Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top. Conspiracy or not,